Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the man, the myth, the legend himself, Common Volumes. Here, we're gonna be playing some Hime Zero, Hime. I'm really not sure how to pronounce it or how to say it because I think it's Hime Zero in Steam client. I don't know. So I hope. Let's turn the music on. Saucy. So this is a virtual novel style game. So yeah, I really hope you guys like this kind of stuff, and we'll get it started. Start new game. Here we go. Content. The chirping of birds in the woods grow louder as the sun rises. Can I have like auto text on? View options. Autoplay. I can hear the birds leaping merrily on the roof. It's nature's way of telling me that a new day has begun. It seems that all that haunts me when the night falls would... Oh, fuck! What the fuck happened? But whether, it seems that all that haunts me when the night falls would vanish with the rising sun. Okay, we're not gonna fucking turn on autoplay. I have to get up and go to work every morning. I heard rustling noises last night. It sounded like a beast passing through the bushes. I even saw creepy shadows on my window occasionally, so I was on alert the whole time. I didn't even know when I was falling asleep. The only things in life one can never escape from are death and work. I rubbed my eyes and complained to wake myself up. In the meantime, I started to pack my things for work. Then I saw the zoological illustrated... Oh god, I'm fucking stupid. Illustrated book on the desk. It was a farewell present given by my mentor, a well-known naturalist. But I got wet yesterday, so it is of no use now. After packing up my stuff, I opened the wooden door, then the blinding sunlight dazzling my eyes. Another sunny day it is today. Since it's such a fine day, why not dry the book under the sun? It would be as good as new soon, or maybe with water stains. Alas, things don't often go as we wish. I walked into the woods while complaining on what happened to me recently. In fact, I don't have to be here. I don't have to walk miles every day just to draw pictures of plants which resemble each other and write down their features using obscure terms. But when our mentor asked who were willing to go for a field assignment in this observation station in the woods to replace the former observer, our senior who was about to graduate, I said I was willing to, without a second thought. Our mentor described this task as a glorious one with prerequisites. Yeah. All I could hear then was 35 yawning much. It was quite a fortune for a poor student, enough for me to live well. Men die in pursuit of money. That is so true. I don't have the money to live well now, but what accompany me are birds flying in the woods. My current work area is where the former observer left blank on the map. Ever since I was here, I kept on working in this area and added details to it. There's so little I know and so much left to be found. I spent thousands of years trying to figure out the shape of our planet, to explore the junction of land and sea, and now, how many years will it take to understand landforms of every land and all the species on it? I shall go back early today. I closed my sketchbook. When I checked my pocket watch, I suddenly realized that I had been here for 6 days, and tomorrow I'll have to send the job logs to my mentor. There's a manuscript left for me to deal with. I was about to stand up, then I saw a few seeds around. Bad luck for them, because I'm going to study them as samples. What? My handkerchief? I was trying to pull out my handkerchief from my pocket to wrap these seeds, but there's nothing in my pocket. Right, I forgot. So I had to tear off a piece of paper from my notebook. After returning to the station by following the marks I left when I entered the woods, the sun has already fallen. Doesn't look too fallen to me. Seems to be fucking light. I didn't go back to the cabin immediately. Instead, I go to the river near the cabin to check the creels I set up earlier. If you fix the creels... What the fuck is a creel? In a row, with their mouths against the current, the fish won't be able to escape once they swim into the creels. Ah, it's a trap. My predecessor taught me this trick. These fish are the best food you can get on the mountain. That's what he said. And he also said that it was his predecessor who told him that. The station was built here probably because of this river. No fish these days? That's weird. There's not a single fish in the creels, and what's worse is that one creel was damaged. I have to retrieve the creel which failed its job. It looks like some animal gnawed at it. Could it really be that something's watching me? My predecessor didn't mention anything about the beast in the mountain when he handed over the shop to me. Since I have no clue on what broke my creel, I have no choice but to bring it back to the cabin for now. Before I went in, I raised my voice and coughed on purpose. It was not because I didn't feel good at my throat, but because I wanted to embolden myself and also to scare some beasts which may hide in my cabin. But everything is exactly the same as I left them in the morning. It doesn't look like someone or something has broken in, so I feel relaxed and put my bag and the creel down. I have to eat vegetables today. I took out the wild vegetables I picked up on my way back and put them together with the potatoes I stocked in the cabin. Then I made myself dinner. After finishing my dinner, night falls. I light up the kerosene lamp and it illuminates the desk. For me, this is the only light at night in this forest. In this light, I take the manuscript out of the bag, place it on my desk, and start to write on the work log. Distribution of plants, species of animals, every life I saw today was recorded on papers, together with the air pressure, temperature, humidity, and height. All these lives and lifeless figures comprise my work today. Again? While I was recording, I heard something in the darkness. I stopped and listened. It sounded like something is scratching the floor. I rose softly and walked to the window. I was afraid to make any noise which may alarm what's outside there, but I didn't see anything abnormal outside. I checked the window and door, and I'm sure they are all closed. Nothing would happen as long as there's no large animal breaking in. Could it be some animal attracted by the light? I sat at the desk again and went on with my work. This motherfucker's gonna hear it again. Oh, it's already dawn. I slowly opened my sleepy eyes and didn't see anything weird, so all the strange sounds I heard these nights are just false alarms. But it did cause me much trouble. I could barely fall asleep. It's time to get up. Today I have to send the logs to my mentor. My experience tells me that it will cost me over 5 hours to get there, which means I have to depart now, or else I won't be able to come back before night. From Right Emperor Town in rosy clouds, I leave at morn, down for Huangli. So we're gonna say that's what it is. 1,000 miles away, I reach in a day. Living on the mountain for a week, I almost become a savage, but now I can finally go to the town and see people. I can't help waving the stick which I used as alpenstock and start to hum a song. Birds in the trees heard me singing, so they joined me like they were having a duet with me. Bearing the solitude, colder air during the night, and unknown beasts, the mountain is livable. There are leafy trees, vigorous birds, clumsy squirrels. It would be perfect if I had a junior girl accompanying me. After 2 hours of walking the mountain, I finally reached the foot. At the foot, there's a road leading to the town. This road was originally built for the purpose of postal transportation. Excuse me. My work logs will also be delivered through this road from the post office and then to the capital thousands of miles away. But due to poor road conditions, apart from the postal car, only carriages which take shortcuts would occasionally go this way. I would have to walk along the road for 3 hours if I couldn't hitch a ride. The sun has already risen high. The trees on the roadside are not so dense as in the mountains, so I'm extremely parched and I can't feel my legs. I shall have some rest. I found a shade. Then I put down my bag and sat down, taking long swigs from my water bottle. Why the hell is there no car? Eh? I just started to complain when I heard a carriage coming. Hey! Hey! I jumped to my feet, waved my hands and shouted, hoping someone in the carriage could notice me. What a lucky day today. Bang! Suddenly the carriage jolted and tilted, rumbling. Something black rolled towards me. What is it? The thing rolled to my feet like a drunken man. A wheel? The carriage stopped. Several men got off it and checked. I believe this is your wheel? I rolled the wheel towards them. Yo, there's our wheel! A man who seemed to be the driver relieved me of the wheel. What are you doing here, little brother? Heading somewhere? A decent man who looked like a scholar stood up to. Apparently, he is the decision maker in that carriage. Yes, I'm heading to town, but you're... I wanted to ask them if they could give me a ride, but I didn't since their carriage was broken. Don't worry, it won't take long before we fix it. You can wait for us to take you to the town if you don't mind. Well, thank you very much. Not at all. My name is Wong. And you are? Call me Yan. Yan, why are you alone in the wild? I'm a student researching natural science. I was sent here a week ago to take over the duties of my predecessor in the observation station. Now I'm going to send my work logs to my mentor. I see. How marvelous of you to do natural science research at such a young age. Well, I'm flattered. I simply happened to select this major. I wanted to study natural science when I was young, but I failed to do so. to do ooh, to do so due to my lack of knowledge. Is that so? By the way, who's your mentor? It's Professor Lee. Oh, you are a student of Professor Lee? How disrespectful of me for not recognizing his talented students. What talented student? I'm just a normal student. You are too modest. I will treat you well since you are a Professor Lee student. You don't have to bother. I'm just going to send a log. I must. My father and Professor Lee used to be friends. He must be interested in the professor's current situation. Well, my lord, the carriage is fixed. We can go now. The driver interrupted our conversation when I didn't know how to reject Mr. Wong's enthusiasm. Okay, Jan, let's go now. I'm afraid you have to make do with the carriage. Why? Well, there's not enough room in the carriage, so do you mind sitting next to the driver? Of course not. I'm more than grateful that you would give me a ride. Accompanied by the hooves and breeze, my frustration and exhaustion gradually vanished. Alas, I said we shouldn't have gone along this road. I said something bad would happen to us. I was uncomfortable since the carriage bounced. Then I heard the driver murmur, "Are you talking to me?" What? No. I was talking to myself. Alright. It's fucking weird. Thank you so much. Just drop me off here. Here? When we entered the town, I was going to walk to the post office, so I told the driver to drop me. But he looked indecisive. What's wrong? We just entered the town. Are you going to the post office? We can take you there. When I was wondering about the driver's response, Mr. Wong popped his head out, so the driver only listens to him. Why bother? It's troublesome. It's not. We are going there too, right? Join me for lunch at my place, just as we agreed. You can tell my father about Professor Lee. I don't think so. I have to go back early. Don't worry, our driver will have to deliver goods in the afternoon. I'll have him drive you home, alright? Well, alright. So sorry to bother you. I was already about to say yes when he asked me to join him for lunch, because I haven't eaten any decent food for a week, so when he said he'll arrange for the driver to send me back to the mountain, I couldn't find any reason to say no. After lunch, Mr. Wong's father kept asking me about my research in the mountain. Since I haven't had any achievement yet and he's so excited, I have no choice but to tell him about the discoveries of my predecessors. After all, I don't want him to think that I'm simply here for food. Due to Mr. Wong's hospitality, I only get to go back when the sun shines directly over the roof from the west. I heard you live in the mountains alone, the driver asked me. Yeah, I have to live there for a year. I think I'll become a savage then. Well, you have to be careful. There's something sinister there. Don't go too deep into the woods. Something sinister? What? Fox spirits. The driver said seriously. I almost laughed. Fox spirits? You are kidding, right? This is some folktale? Any proof? Of course there's proof. Senior Mr. Wong you met today was a famous scholar, but not long after he gained fame, he left his job and came to live in this small town. He had a big house in the capital city, you know, and he never married. He never married? Doesn't he have a son? Lord Wong Jing is adopted. He works in the capital city. He is busy, but he often visits his father. Well, I don't see how it has anything to do with fox spirits. I heard that when he was young, he went to the mountain too. Then he was bewitched by a fox spirit and lost his soul. That's how he became who he is today. So you have to be careful not to go too deep. Fox spirits like to bewitch humans in the deep woods. It is said that fox spirits would offer a man great fortune and take his soul in exchange. That's how fox spirits feed themselves. But I don't think Senior Mr. Wong looks like a man who has no soul. He looked hale and hearty. He kept asking me questions. Well, he was faking it. When no one visits him, he would stare at the ceiling without saying anything the whole day. It's kind of creepy. Well, maybe he's simply missing someone. You scholars, you're always so opinionated. Let me tell you, it's better to believe it. I didn't mean to refute it. You. Such folktales that have been passed on for generations are often embellished to enable these stories to develop better. So it's almost impossible to refute it with science. I'm warning you out of kindness. Okay, I'll be careful. Rather than argue with him, I simply accepted his kindness. After all, there's another danger in the woods I have to worry about. Please drop me here. Okay, little brother. Do be careful. I know, you be careful too. Thank you. After saying goodbye to the driver, I'm all alone again. It's almost dusk. Birds are tired too. They are silent now. Speaking of fox spirits, it suddenly struck me that there are indeed foxes in the mountain. And they are small and don't move in groups like wolves, so they represent little threat to humans. Maybe there is a fox in my cabin. Foxes like to come out at night. They have good night vision. If only I had known this. I would have kept a dog in the observation station so it can guard me at night. Dogs and foxes are both canines, so they are unlikely to attack each other the minute they meet. Unfortunately, dogs, which are strong enough to fight foxes, eat more than me. I can't afford a dog. I walked along the familiar road and finally saw the outline of my cabin. Wait, something's wrong. The door seems to be open. Open? I'm the only one who lives in this mountain, so it must be. I'm afraid of this thought, yet I picked up my pace. When I reached the clearing where I prepare my meals in front of the door, I noticed the skillet on the firewood. It must be a large animal as it can open a door. I thought and held up my skillet. Whatever it is, say hello to my skillet. I crept up to the window and looked inside, but I didn't see any animal in it. It's silent inside. Nothing's in there. The only movement I can hear is the cricket outside the cabin. My quilt lay on the small bed. The books on the shelf remain the same. Even the commentary on the Waterways classic. Partly out of the shelf, the same way I left it. I looked around. It's a small room. I don't think any animal is hiding here, so I let my guard down and put away the book. But what the hell happened? The door is wide open. It can't be wind. Besides, I didn't see any damage on the bolt. I have no clue. I checked and nothing in the cabin is missing. At last, my eyes fall upon the desk, on which lay the illustrated book, and there is some red wild fruit beside it. Can I click it? Oh, fuck. I missed something. Wait, this book. Did I put it on the clothesline outside the cabin yesterday? I thought for a minute and realized that when I was out there, I did see nothing on the clothesline. Someone collected it for me. There exist fairies in this mountain. And these wild fruit. I picked up one and contemplated it. It's a raspberry, an edible wild fruit. I put the raspberry aside and touched the book. It's already dry. If I have to find a reasonable explanation, it must be some passing villager who collected the book for me and gave me those raspberries. So my predecessor was wrong about this mountain. We are not the only ones here. Whoever did this, he or she meant no harm. I put the skillet back and started to deal with the stuffs I brought back from town and the materials my mentor sent to me. After I'm done, dusk has fallen. Dim sunlight flows on the mountain and the woods gilding everything in it. Compared with my life at school, living here makes me more like a hermit or a primitive. Whatever, it's no use complaining. Dinner time. I ate some solid food, thinking of the broken creel. I can't help feeling upset because I have to fix it later. I can't keep eating solid food. Well, it's broken here and there. I picked up the broken creel and checked the damage. Then I estimated how many ratons I need to fix it. From the corner of my eye, I saw something flickering outside the window. But when I looked intently, I saw nothing but flickering trees. It's kind of creepy. Why won't our mentor send 2 students for this? It's really scary to live here alone. I watched out of the window from the corner of my eye while I was complaining about my mentor. Living in the middle of nowhere. No wonder the stipend was so attractive. Suddenly a shadow rose outside the window. I was just going to watch closely. It descended. What the hell? Pointy shadow. Looks like ears. It's a small figure. I think maybe it's some small animal. I went over to mind all the common, medium, and small-sized animals in this mountain, and none of them are aggressive. While I was thinking, I saw the shadow rise again. It hasn't left? Maybe it's a curious animal. I think I can handle it, but if I ignore it, it may be dangerous someday. After all, there are cooking tools out there. It would be a big trouble if they were broken by animals. Then I made up my mind. I reckon there would be a blind spot behind the bookshelf from the window. I believe I put it there. I stood up and walked towards the shelf, pretending I was looking for something. I did put it here. I kept attracting its attention through talking. At the same time, I took a detour to the back door behind the shelf. It's cold at night in the woods. I shivered the minute I got out. Then I realized the creel was still in my hand. Alright, it's my weapon then. Let me take it by surprise. That actually scared the fuck out of me. Ah! It's a young girl sat on the ground at the window. I never thought the shadow which was watching me is a human, so I froze, with my hand in the air, holding the creel. She is wearing strange clothes and an ear-looking hair accessory. And a tail? Who are you? What are you doing here? Where are you from? I seem to have scared her, so she looks terrified and said nothing. Where is your home? So I softened my tone, and I still held the Kuro. She still didn't answer me, but her expression changed a bit. Are you lost? Did your parents know you ran away from home? My soft words seemed to ease her mind, but she became nervous. She's finally talking, but what came out of her mouth were some inarticulate syllables. What are you saying? She seems to notice something, so she reaches into her pocket, which alerted me. I hurriedly stepped back and held tight the Kuro. Stop! What are you trying to do? She pulled out something black and handed it to me. I couldn't tell what it is in the faint moonlight, so I have to be alert in case it may pose a danger to me. Her hand froze in the air. What is it? The thing in her hand is very thin. It looks like some dark fabric. Why did she give it to me? What is she up to? I'm doubtful about the thing in the girl. Yours. The girl finally uttered a word. Mine? How could it be mine? You, gave it to me. I don't know what she is talking about at all. I never met her before. How could I have given her anything? I don't even know you. Thank you. Now I'll return this. Thank me? Did she mistake me for someone else? I'm confused. Then she stretched her hand over again. In her hand there was a neatly folded handkerchief with a dark checkered pattern. This handkerchief, does look like the one I used to take with me. I stretch out my hand for it. There's a blood stain on it. I think it is mine. I tried to clean it, the girl said, looking embarrassed, but I failed. Oh, it doesn't matter. Sorry. How did you get my handkerchief? You gave it to me. She repeated the same answer. I never gave it to you. Let me think. I remember I bandaged an injured fox. That's me. You? Looking at her twinkling eyes, I began to recall what happened a few days ago. I was recording the geomorphic features near a waterfall when I saw a fox falling into the torrent. I saved the fox out of my respect for life. The fox was drenched. One of its legs was injured by rocks and was bleeding. So I wiped its fur with my handkerchief, then I wrung it out and bandaged the fox's leg with it. After that, I released the fox, and it limped away and looked back at me every now and then. You don't remember? Her voice brought me back to real life. I do. My illustrated book fell into the water when I tried to save it. Sorry, I saw the book on... Achoo! I can't help sneezing due to the wind at night. I scared her. This girl who claimed to be the fox is mysterious, although it is said that fox spirits do exist, but the training in science all these years doesn't allow me to believe this nonsense. Maybe she has difficulties, so she can't tell me the truth, but at least I'm sure that she is of no threat. Come in. I have a lot of questions to ask her. Oh. Fuck. I closed the door after she came in. The cabin became warmer at once. I told her to sit down and fetched her a cup of water. Please. Alright guys, that is where we're going to end it today. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. I'm going to keep the series going. I like this kind of stuff. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this will be on my channel. I have another Skyrim video that's going to be... I'm going to edit tomorrow. So it should be up either tomorrow night or Saturday morning, depending on when I decide to edit it. So stay tuned for that if you guys really like the Skyrim. Yeah, so leave any support if you guys would like any. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Peace.